Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today I want to explain to you all the material about power plant. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Yiksi Hilmalia and my student identification number is 2112022071 and I am from Physics Education Study Program in Lampung University. And now we are going to look at what a power plant is and the different type of the power plants. A power plant is an industrial facility that generates electricity from primary energy. Most power plants use one or more generators that convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. A power plant, known also as power station, is an industrial facility used to generate electricity. To generate electricity, a power plant needs to have an energy source. One source of energy is from the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas. Then we also have nuclear power, and finally, renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, wave, and hydroelectric. And here are the kind of the power plants. There are hydroelectric power plants, nuclear power plants, coal-fired power plants, solar power plants, wind power plants, gas-fired power plants, diesel-fired power plants, and the last, geothermal power plants. And now I will explain the kind of the power plants one by one. Begin from the first, that is hydroelectric power plants. Hydroelectric power plants are one of the most effective and eco-friendliest of all power plants. In a hydroelectric power plant, electricity is created from water. In detail, the potential energy of water is converted to electrical energy. When water is made to fall from a height on a turbine, it spins the armature which is connected to a generator. When the turbine spins, the generator starts to produce electricity. This electricity is then routed to all the different substations to distribute the power. And the second is nuclear power plants. Nuclear power station also top the list of power plants that can produce massive amounts of energy. A nuclear power plant works by converting nuclear energy into electricity. Nuclear power plants use reactors' head to turn water into steam. The steam is then sent through a turbine, which, as we've already learned, generates movement of a generator, which in turn generates electricity. As opposite to coal or natural gas power plants, a nuclear power plant doesn't have to burn anything to create heat. The whole process is powered by nuclear fission. The advantage of a nuclear power plant is that they do not need to burn anything to create energy. Hence, the carbon emission from a nuclear power plant is very low. And the third is coal-fired power plants. Coal-fired power plants or coal-run power plants burn coal to convert water into steam. This steam is then used to turn turbines which produce electricity with the help of a generator. And the fourth is solar power plants. The next type of power plants we will look at is a solar power plants. This type of plants use the sun's energy to convert into electricity. This is achieved by using photovoltaic or PV panels made up from a number of semiconductor cells that release electrons when they are warmed by the thermal energy of the sun. Solar energy is one of the cleanest ways of generating electricity. The solar panels get connected to the grid and can be used to supplement a thermal power plant's resource. They can be used in domestic environments too, and with the aid of batteries, can reduce household energy consumption drastically without burning any fossil fuel. And the five is wind power plants. Wind power plants convert wind energy to electrical energy using wind turbines. These are also very effective at producing clean energy. Wind turbines use blades to collect the wind's kinetic energy. Wind flows over the blades creating lift, similar to the effect on airplane's wings, which cause the blades to turn. The blades are connected to a drive shaft that turns an electric generator which produces electricity. And the sixth is gas-fired power plants. Natural gas is burned to produce pressure gas, which spin the blades of a turbine connected to a generator. Inside the generator, magnets spin, causing the electrons inwards to move, creating an electrical current, generating electricity. Although natural gas is a fossil fuel, the emissions produced from its combustion are much lower than those from coal or oil. And the seventh is diesel-fired power plants. The main principle observed in the diesel engine is the thermal energy it must be converted into mechanical energy, and further the mechanical energy must be converted into electrical energy. The main purpose is to develop electricity with the help of alternator or generator. And using diesel as the fuel, this type of power plants is used for small-scale production of electric power. They are installed in places where there is no easy availability of alternative power source and are mainly used as a backup for uninterrupted power supply whenever there are outages. Diesel power plants require only a small area to be installed and offer higher thermal efficiency compared to coal-fired power plants. Due to high maintenance costs and diesel price, the diesel power plants have not changed popularity at the same rate as other types of power generation plants such as steam and hydro. And the last is geothermal power plants. The three main types of geothermal plants include dry steam power station, flash steam power stations, and binary cycle power station, all of which use steam turbines to produce electricity. Geothermal power plants are considered to be environmentally friendly and emit lower level of harmful gases compared with coal-fired power plants. At a geothermal power plants, wells are drilled 1 or 2 miles deep into the earth to pump steam or hot water to the surface. You're most likely to find one of these power plants in an area that has a lot of hot springs, geyser, or volcanic activity. Because these are places where the earth is particularly hot just below the surface. And the geothermal power plants work by first, hot water is pumped from deep underground through a well under high pressure. And then, when the water reaches the surface, the pressure is dropped, which causes the water to turn into steam. And then, the steam spins a turbine, which is connected to a generator that produces electricity. And then, the steam cools off in a cooling tower and condenses back to water. And the last, The cold water is pumped back into the earth to begin the process again. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. Sorry for my mistake, and I hope you get the benefit from my material and my explanation today. See you next time, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.